Jay, we've seen over the last week or so that a lot of these major national and international brands that we follow are doing layoffs. PayPal, Wayfair, some other companies that we know of. So, talk to our audience about that a little bit. What could lead to a multinational corporation get into the space where they're laying off a certain percentage of their workforce?
Money. Money. I mean, so much goes into that, but that's one of your biggest expenses as a business. Again, we go back to our people who everybody got a business, but they're not actually really an entrepreneur. This is the expense. Having employees, and so when your stockholders are pissed off because the revenues are down, a quick cheap way to get the revenue up is to cut people. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's earnings season right now for these major companies, and if they're not making the numbers, and people complaining, and all of the people are saying, hey, this stock is not that, or this stock is down, or it's not a buy, it's a sell, or hold it. Maybe if you gotta hold it, but don't invest no more money in it because they had 3/4 of being down with revenue. Oh yeah, they dropped some people. Revenue go right on up. You drop 10,000 people off your balance, off your sheet, that revenue going to the roof. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some people in there you paying $200,000 a year. You know what I mean? So they go, and that's what it is. I mean, of course, they're finding ways to supplement the work and doing more with less. That's been happening since the pandemic. So probably even before the pandemic, actually, but definitely they learned they didn't need people to come into work, so they got rid of these major big ass buildings and office rent and spaces and stuff like that to save money. And now AI is coming around. They're finding ways to automate. Automation is not a regular employee's friend. You know what I'm saying? Because the automation just puts them in a situation where you can easily be replaced, whether it's by AI or another person. Because that means there's a system involved. They put a system in place where it ain't you no more. It's just a job. That is just a position. Anybody can do that position. With a certain amount of training, anybody can do this position. And so your position becomes obsolete, or definitely is not as valuable as it used to be to that particular organization. And so this is what you're seeing across the board. But a lot of them are playing to shareholders, and these people want to see their stocks go up, not down. And if enough people are talking on CNBC about how you shouldn't be buying this stock because the multiple quarters of earnings being low and this, that, and the third, they make whatever shift they got to make sure to keep these people happy.
So, in a case like that, do they ever bring the people back, or do they just move forward with the reduction in the workforce?
I mean, they'll bring somebody back. It might not be those people, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be the same amount of people. That's why I put all of it in there. If it was just bad times and they needed to lay some people off and maybe they'll come back, sort of like what was happening with the auto industry, yeah, they probably bring those people back. But this is not that. We're living in a different world now. Like, by the time it's time to bring somebody back, it might be, okay, we got rid of 10,000. We might need 7,000. But we done figured out a way to replace the other 3,000 people's job. Whether it's going to be 1,500 of those people are going to do work for 2 people as opposed to 1. And then the other 1,500, jobs will be replaced by AI or through automation. So it's so much, they're not going backwards. Especially those major brands and companies, they're not going backwards. They're diving head first into the future. You know what I'm saying? And the future is going to be a whole lot less employees. And again, for my self-employed people, that doesn't mean that you can skip steps before you become where they are. They went through this part, so they have the right and the finances and the resources to invest in AI or invest in certain things to make sure that they still maintain a multi-billion-dollar organization. You can't skip the steps and just get ChatGPT and then run into a billion-dollar company. So let me just put that out there. Again, you might not have to hire 10,000 people to get there now, but you're going to have to start hiring some people. You can't do all this shit by yourself and then let AI do the rest. It's not going to work, not at scale and not on a macro level. So, but yeah, I don't think they bring in everybody. If somebody actually gets their job back, I think they're going and turning the page and going to a new book.